Hey everyone, Kevin Lewis with HomeLife Benchmark Realty here, and it's time for your February 2022 Fraser Valley Real Estate Market Update. Obviously, the biggest topic in real estate over the last year and a half has been the ever climbing prices and the absolute outrageous demand with lack of supply that we've seen in the market. Now, are we starting to see that shift and potentially go towards a balanced market? Well, there's some indicators that say that may be the case. I think it's personally too early to say that, as the natural market goes through cycles and everything like that. But let's talk about some of those indicators. When looking at January 2022 in comparison to December 2021, we have seen sales cool down and new listings increase. Now, those are both two of the things we need to see in order to switch this supply and demand issue that we're currently in, which is driving prices up. However, I wouldn't say that 1 month of things changing is indicative of anything, as we can put a correlation to December's new listings are going to have more of an effect on January's sales as opposed to January's new listings, if that makes any sense at all. So let me expand on that a little bit. If a house lists in, let's say, the second last week of December, December 20th, let's ignore the holidays altogether here, and they take offers 5 days later. So now we're on December 25th. Again, pretend that that's just in any other day of the year, although I did see some people have offer presentation on December 25th. That's a whole other topic to talk about. Anyways, let's just say that the buyer now has subject removal of 5 days, which now takes us to December 30th. By the time the realtor puts the paperwork in and the board processes everything, that's not showing up quite into January's sales. That number's, or into December's sales, that number's actually going to show as a sale in January, which is seeing things shift backwards away from where things are actually happening. So new listings will always have, or lack of listings, will always have a bigger impact on the following month than the month that it's currently in. So this may lead us to believe that February 2022 is going to be an improvement again from January, as we've had more listings and fewer sales in January. Maybe there's potential, like I say, that things are starting to balance a little bit more than they have been. On the contrary to seeing things start to cool down, we've had about a 4% price increase from New Year's Day to January 31st, which is quite significant for a single month's time. Now, of course, that's going to be, and I've seen this in my own practice as well, where we have a lot of buyers who have lost 5, 6, 7 offers, and we're just not seeing the new listings come up to keep up with the number of buyers. So buyers are continually getting frustrated and just continuing to drive that price higher and higher and higher in order to get a home accepted. As a buyer, we have to kind of recognize that the market's increasing currently, and if the market value of a property is, let's say, $500,000, the last sale was $480, the one before that was $460. Well, we can start to see a pattern here. If you offer $500, you're chasing the market. We're going to have to probably go somewhere closer to $520, and yes, it does feel like you're overpaying for a home. However, if you look back for any time in the last year and a half, you look back 3 months, any price that you would have paid as an overprice would have been a good deal 3 months into the future. So if you start rethinking the way that you're framing your thoughts, you're not looking for a deal in this market. Because if you are, you're looking for a needle in a haystack that may not even exist in the first place. What we want to look at things is, what will this home potentially be worth in a couple of months from now? Well, more realistically, in a couple of years from now, as compared to what you have to pay today in order to secure that home. As far as inventory numbers go, we did finish in January 2022 with 1,947 available listings, which is up slightly from December 2021's lowest ever for the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. And I say slightly because we're probably the second lowest inventory ever. I say ever. Technically, it was in 41 years ago, it was lower inventory. But as I touched on before, 41 years ago, there was significantly fewer homes out there. So percentage of total homes that exist, we are at an all-time low still. But I want to caveat that saying that yes, we are improving. However, we're only at 51% fewer than we were 1 year ago, which is certainly not It's an improvement, but it's not improved, if that makes any sense. Spring is, of course, typically when more people do decide to put their home on the market to sell. However, we also have to recognize that's when a lot of buyers decide to start looking and really focus on buying as well. So the important thing that I've talked about many times is that ratio of how many buyers are there and how many homes are for sale. If we have a whole bunch of people starting to add into their homes for sale, but they still need to buy another home, that doesn't fix the ratio. That just makes things go up and together, and it's really not solving the inventory issue we're currently seeing. However, if we do start to see more homes come up and less people having to buy back in from those homes, that's what we need to see, and it's yet to be seen if that's what this spring market is going to bring to our real estate market. Now, as far as whether now is a good time to make a move happen or not, well, we have to look at a few things. Number one thing to look at is houses today are probably the most affordable they will be going into the future. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but we have to recognize and look at the stats and look at what's driving the prices up. And we have massive amounts of people coming of age and immigrating into our location that are buying homes at a much, much faster rate than new homes are being built. Again, it's the law of supply and demand. The more people we have ready to buy and the less homes we have, the more likely we're going to see prices continue to increase. So, if you're looking to buy or even sell and then buy up, now sooner is probably better than it is to wait too long. If you are just looking to sell your property, well, we have to look at what the market's going to have come. There has been lots of talk about interest rates rising, and with interest rates rising, there is a chance that a lot of investors will start to offload their product and stuff. I don't think it's going to increase at a rate enough to have enough investors dump all of the product in order to make the market become more balanced, but it is a possibility, and if that does happen, you would be better to sell prior to that happening. However, I really can't recommend at this point in time, if you are an investor and you just have a property you're sitting on waiting to sell it now if it makes sense for you financially and with your lifestyle, but I wouldn't say there's a rush in any means at this point in time. That may change over the next couple of months depending on what happens in the market. But realistically, buyers, yeah, you want to be rushing a little bit. People moving up to your next level of house, yeah, you want to rush a little bit. But if you're just looking to sell, time may be on your side in this case. No matter what it is you're looking to do, you're going to need a unique plan for your situation. So be sure to get in touch with me soon, any way you want, whether it's by phone, 604-218-5635, text at the same number, or email kevin@kevinlewis.com, or even leave me a comment in the messages below. I'm always happy to hear from you, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you to get you started on your plan to get your next home.